Okay, so today we're diving into the world of octopuses,
Okay.
but not the, like, crack into the deep kind.
Right.
We're talking about the latest research from Sy Montgomery's book,
Yeah.
NW Secrets of the Octopus.
Really interesting stuff.
Yeah, this is really going to change how we see these creatures.
It really is. I mean, what's fascinating to me is how much our perception has shifted.
Yeah.
You know, we've gone from viewing them as simple, almost alien beings to recognizing their remarkable intelligence.
Oh,
It's like we're finally tuning into a frequency we couldn't hear before.
It's true. For a long time, octopuses were considered these almost mythical creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're starting to understand their intelligence in ways we never even thought possible.
Yeah.
And, one of the things that I think really exemplifies this is their camouflage.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, we've all seen the videos, right?
Yeah.
An octopus just like blending seamlessly into its surroundings like a magician's trick.
It's incredible. It's not just visual trickery, though.
Right.
You take the common octopus.
Okay.
Research from Roger Hanlon has shown that they can change color 177 times an hour.
177 times an hour.
It's unbelievable. That's not just blending in. It's a symphony of color change.
It's incredible. I mean, it's like they have a direct line to an artist's palette or something.
I know. It's amazing.
But it's not just color, right?
Right.
They can change their skin texture, too,
Absolutely.
to match their surroundings.
They can mimic the texture of rocks, coral, seaweed, you name it. They can do it.
Wow.
They're practically invisible when they want to be.
So how do we even know how many species there are?
Well, that's the thing. Researcher Tatiana Light has actually discovered new species by focusing on their camouflage displays, realizing that these weren't just variations, but entirely distinct species.
So the way they hide is actually like a key to understanding who they are.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
It's incredible.
It's like we're really only just beginning to scratch the surface of their complexity.
I think so.
And this complexity goes way beyond, just those physical adaptations.
Yeah.
They're escape artists, they're puzzle solvers, and it turns out they might even use tools.
Oh, absolutely. We've all heard about octopuses escaping from tanks,
Oh, yeah?
like Inky who made a break for it through a drain pipe.
Right.
But their intelligence goes far beyond that. Take the coconut octopus, for example.
Yeah, coconut octopus.
Really?
This sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
What's their story?
So they've been observed carrying around coconut shells,
Okay.
using them as a sort of mobile shelter.
Interesting.
Now, this might seem like simple instinctual behavior at first,
Yeah.
but it sparked a debate amongst researchers. Is this simply instinct?
Whoa.
Or does it point to a capacity for planning?
So the question is, are they just reacting to their environment, or are they thinking ahead like, hey, I might need this later?
That's the big question.
Yeah, that's a big question.
It really is. And Christine Hufford, who spent years observing octopuses,
Right.
she suggests that carrying those coconut shells might provide immediate protection
Okay.
in dangerous environments.
It's like a shield against a predator or something.
Exactly. Especially in environments where ambush predators are common.
Right.
Having that impromptu armor could be a lifesaver.
Wow.
But it raises the question, where does instinct end and where does planning begin?
Right.
That line might be blurrier than we think, especially when it comes to octopuses.
That's a fascinating point.
Hmm.
I think we often underestimate the intelligence of animals,
We do.
particularly those who are so different from us.
Yeah, and perhaps the most compelling evidence of their intelligence lies not just in their physical adaptations, but in their behavior,
Yep.
particularly when we look at their social lives.
Okay, social lives, now this is where things get really interesting.
Yeah,
Because I always thought of octopuses as solitary creatures.
that's the common perception.
Right.
But recent research suggests that some species are anything but loners.
Oh, okay.
They engage in social behaviors that are complex and frankly challenge everything we thought we knew about them.
All right, I'm hooked. What kind of social behavior are we talking about?
Well, Christine Hufford, in her research on the algae octopus,
Okay.
observed a fascinating range of interactions, from signaling to each other
Okay.
to what appears to be flirting.
Octopus flirting.
Yes.
All right, you have to tell me more about this.
Okay.
Do they like send each other love letters written in ink?
Not quite. Male algae octopuses will actually stand tall, stretch out an arm, and change color to try and impress the females.
So it's like an underwater 8-armed dance.
Basically.
That's amazing. I had no idea. But this is just one species, right?
Right.
What about other types of octopuses? Are there other examples of social behavior?
There is one particularly striking example the discovery of Octopus off the coast of Australia.
Octopus. That sounds like something straight out of a science fiction novel.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, tell me more.
Okay, so Octopus is this site where researchers observed a community of common Sydney octopuses.
Okay.
And this is a species that was previously thought to be solitary,
Right.
but they were living in close proximity and engaging in these surprisingly complex social interactions.
So they've like formed their own little underwater city.
Yeah, you could say that.
What's the draw? Like what's making them all gather in this one specific location?
Well, researcher Peter Godfrey Smith, who's been studying Octopus,
Okay.
she believes it's a combination of factors.
Okay.
The site provides shelter,
Oop.
there's an abundance of food, and there are plenty of scallop shells that the octopuses use as building materials.
So it's all about location, 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 even for octopuses.
Right.
But it's not just about having like a nice place to live.
Yeah,
They're actually interacting with each other in these like meaningful ways.
exactly. They're not just tolerating each other's presence.
Yeah.
They've been observed communicating, displaying territorial behaviors, even engaging in what seems to be a kind of social hierarchy.
That's social hierarchy.
Yeah.
So are there like designated roles within the community? Is there a mayor of Octopolis?
Well, there's no mayor that we know of,
Okay.
but there is this one individual they call the quidnunc.
The quidnunc. What is that?
So the quidnunc is usually a large male,
Okay.
and he seems to like monitor the comings and goings of the other octopuses.
Really?
He's alert to newcomers,
Wow.
observes who's leaving, almost like he's keeping tabs on the community.
It's like a neighborhood watch, but underwater
Right.
with 8 arms.
Exactly.
This is incredible. These findings about Octopolis, I mean, it's really like turning our assumptions about octopus behavior upside down.
It really is.
What does this tell us about the evolution of social behavior?
Wow.
Not even just in octopuses, but like other species as well.
It's a question that has researchers really, really excited.
Yeah.
Octopus is a prime example of how much we still have to learn
Right.
about the intelligence and the social complexity of the natural world. It begs the question, what other forms of social organization might we find if we look closer at creatures we've long considered solitary?
It's a humbling thought, isn't it?
It is.
That we share the planet with these creatures who are capable of so much more than we ever imagined.
I know, it's incredible.
And sometimes all it takes is a fresh perspective,
Yeah,
like a new way of observing to uncover these hidden depths.
totally. Take, for instance, the discovery that was made by a young snorkeler named Rihan Samawera.
Okay, a snorkeler.
Yeah. He noticed this fascinating interaction between a star octopus and a brown-spotted wrasse fish.
An octopus and a fish. Okay, this sounds like the beginning of a fascinating story.
It is.
Tell me more.
So Rihan was snorkeling with his father, who is an ecologist,
Okay.
when he observed this wrasse consistently following a star octopus as it hunted.
Okay.
And he realized the wrasse wasn't trying to steal the octopus's prey,
Okay.
but was actually taking advantage of the smaller creatures that the octopus flushed out while foraging.
So they're not competing, they're cooperating.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It's like this reminder that the natural world is full of these unexpected partnerships,
It is.
these intricate webs of relationships that we're only just beginning to understand.
Precisely.
Right.
And it highlights the important role that citizen scientists like young Rihan can play in making new discoveries.
That's true.
You don't need a fancy lab or years of research experience to contribute to our understanding of the natural world. Sometimes all it takes is a curious mind and a keen eye.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Makes you wonder what other secrets are waiting to be uncovered right in front of us.
Right.
If we just like knew where to look.
Yeah.
But let's come back to the octopuses themselves.
Okay.
Their intelligence, their adaptability, it's clearly not a fluke.
No.
This is like woven into their very being,
Yeah.
right down to their biology.
Exactly. We often tend to view intelligence through a human-centric lens,
Right.
but octopuses are showing us that it can manifest in incredibly diverse ways. Their intelligence is not just about problem-solving or tool use, it's reflected in their incredible adaptability, their mastery of camouflage, their distributed nervous system.
Right. It's like they experience the world in a completely different way than we do.
Yeah.
I mean, they taste with their suckers, they see with their skin.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling.
I know.
It really makes you realize how like limited our own senses are.
Totally.
We're so used to experiencing the world in a certain way.
Yeah.
We forget that there are other possibilities,
Mm-hmm.
like other ways of perceiving reality.
Absolutely. And this is where studying octopuses gets really intriguing.
Yeah.
I mean, their unique biology, their distributed nervous system,
Right.
where 2/3 of their neurons are in their arms, not their head.
Wow.
It challenges our very definition of intelligence.
It's like their intelligence is like embodied. It's
Yeah.
woven into their very being
Right.
rather than being like centralized in a brain like ours.
Exactly.
It makes you wonder, what can we learn from that?
Right.
How can, like, understanding their form of intelligence expand our own understanding of the world?
It's a question that more and more researchers are exploring,
Yeah.
and it's not just their physical adaptation.
Okay.
There's growing evidence that octopuses experience emotions in ways we're just beginning to understand.
Right.
They exhibit curiosity, playfulness, and some researchers even believe affection.
I've heard stories about like octopuses in aquariums
Yeah.
forming bonds with their caretakers,
Right.
even recognizing individual humans.
Yeah.
Like there's that one famous octopus, Octavia,
Oh, yeah?
who apparently like loved to give hugs.
I know, it's amazing.
Is that something that you've come across in your research?
Yes, Octavia's story is really touching.
Yeah.
Sy Montgomery, who we've been talking about,
Right.
she wrote about her in And It'll Be Secrets of the Octopus.
Okay.
And she describes this really deep connection with this octopus.
Wow.
And Octavia is not an isolated case.
Okay.
There are numerous accounts of octopuses engaging in playful behavior, showing curiosity towards humans, even seeming to grieve when separated from companions.
That's incredible. I mean, it really makes you think about like our place in the grand scheme of things.
I know.
We often put ourselves at the top of the intelligence ladder, but octopuses, with their alien intelligence, their emotional depth, it's like they challenge that hierarchy.
They do, and this brings up a whole other dimension to the discussion.
Okay.
The ethical implications.
Right.
If these creatures are capable of feeling pain, of experiencing emotions, of forming bonds, how should that inform our interactions with them?
It's a big question, and one that I think deserves a lot more consideration.
Yeah.
As we continue to learn more about octopuses, we have this responsibility to treat them
Yes.
not just as scientific curiosities,
Right.
but as sentient beings
Absolutely.
deserving of our respect.
I couldn't agree more. I think for too long, we've viewed the ocean as this vast, unknowable expanse, and its inhabitants as somehow less complex than those on land.
Right.
But octopuses, with their remarkable abilities, their alien yet strangely familiar intelligence,
Yeah.
they're forcing us to reconsider those assumptions.
They're reminding us that the natural world is full of wonders
It is.
and that intelligence takes many forms.
It really does.
And maybe, just maybe, by opening our minds to these different ways of being,
Yeah,
we can learn something really profound about ourselves
I think so.
and our place in the world.
Absolutely well said.
So I think on that note, we have to surface from this deep dive.
I guess so.
But this is really just the beginning of the exploration.
Yeah,
There's so much more to learn.
there is.
So many mysteries yet to unravel.
Absolutely.
And to our listeners, the next time that you encounter an octopus, whether it's in real life or on the page,
Yeah,
I hope you'll see them in a new light.
I hope so.
Appreciate their intelligence, their adaptability,
Absolutely.
their sheer otherworldly beauty.
You're amazing.
And maybe, just maybe, their remarkable existence will inspire you to look at the world with a little more wonder and curiosity.
I think that's a great place to leave it.